Good day, my friends. Today, I want to speak to the hearts of those who feel they are standing at the edge of the abyss. To those who have tried, fought, and fallen, this message is for you. When hope seems lost, when the darkness feels impenetrable, and when the weight of your burdens threatens to crush your spirit, let me remind you of this. You are still here. And as long as you are here, there is a chance, a spark, however faint, for a better tomorrow. Let's ignite that spark together. Life, my friends, is not a straight road. It is not always smooth, predictable, or kind. Sometimes, it feels as if the very ground beneath your feet has been ripped away, leaving you to fall endlessly. But hear me loud and clear. The fall is not the end. Think about it. Some of the greatest heroes in history, the most inspiring individuals, were once at their lowest points. Nelson Mandela endured 27 years in prison, not knowing if he would ever see freedom again. Helen Keller faced a world of silence and darkness, but became a symbol of resilience and hope. J.K. Rowling was a single mother living on welfare before her imagination gave birth to a global phenomenon. What do they all have in common? They refused to let their falls define them. They used their pain as fuel, their failures as lessons, and their despair as motivation to rise. When you're in the depths of despair, the journey back to hope can feel impossible. But let me ask you, can you take one more step? Just one? You don't need to see the whole path. You don't need to know how far you'll go. All you need to do is focus on the next step. Imagine climbing a mountain shrouded in fog. The summit is invisible, and the climb feels endless. Yet with each step, you ascend. With each step, the air becomes clearer, and the horizon begins to reveal itself. It is in taking that one step, again and again, that you conquer the climb. You might say, but I don't have the strength. To that, I reply, strength is not born from ease. It is forged in struggle. Every small effort you make is building the resilience you need to keep going. It's hard to believe, I know, but your pain is not meaningless. Pain has a way of shaping us, refining us, and teaching us lessons that comfort never could. It strips away the superficial and reveals what truly matters. When everything is stripped away, you are left with the essence of who you are. And that essence, that core of you, is more powerful than you realize. Remember, diamonds are formed under pressure. Steel is tempered in fire. And human beings? We are strengthened by adversity. Your pain today can become your power tomorrow. So much of our despair comes from the stories we tell ourselves. I am a failure. I'll never be happy. This is the end for me. But what if you could rewrite that story? What if, instead of seeing yourself as a victim of your circumstances, you saw yourself as the hero of your journey? Heroes are not born from perfect lives. They are forged in the crucible of struggle. They face their fears, fight their demons, and rise, scarred but stronger. You are that hero. Your story isn't over. This chapter, this dark, painful chapter, is just the setup for your triumphant return. Even in the darkest nights, there is always a glimmer of light. It might be a kind word from a friend, a beautiful sunrise, or the laughter of a child. It might be the memory of a time when you were happy, a moment when you felt alive. Hold on to that light. Let it guide you. Let it remind you that darkness is not eternal. The sun always rises, no matter how long the night may feel. When hope is lost, we often feel isolated, as if no one can understand our pain. But I promise you, there are others who have walked similar paths. There are others who have faced the same storms and come out the other side. Reach out. Share your story. Let others in. You might be surprised to find that your vulnerability becomes a bridge to connection, and that connection becomes a source of strength. Even in our darkest moments, there is something to be grateful for. It might seem impossible to find, but it's there. Perhaps it's the breath in your lungs, the beating of your heart, or the simple fact that you've survived every challenge you've faced so far. Gratitude doesn't erase pain, but it shifts your perspective. It reminds you that even in the storm, there are blessings, and those blessings can become the foundation for hope. When hope is lost, it's easy to think that your story is over. But let me tell you something powerful. Some of the greatest comebacks in history began at the lowest points. Rock bottom is not the end. It is the solid ground from which you can rebuild. This moment, This painful, heartbreaking moment can be the start of your greatest chapter. The chapter where you rise, not despite your struggles, but because of them. The chapter where you discover your strength, your resilience, and your ability to create a life worth living. When the world feels like it's crumbling around you, take a moment to breathe. Close your eyes and remind yourself that you've survived all your worst days so far. There is an inner strength within you that you haven't even fully tapped into yet. Sometimes, life pushes us to the edge so we can discover just how far we can go. The human spirit is capable of enduring unimaginable hardships and still rising. You might not feel strong right now, but strength is built in moments of weakness. Every tear you've shed, every heartbreak you've endured, has shaped you into someone who can overcome. Deep within, there is a version of you that refuses to quit. That version of you is waiting for you to stand up and say, "I'm not done yet." Even in your darkest hour, you are a fighter. Life isn't just about the destination. It's about the journey. And every journey has its storms, detours, and uphill climbs. These challenges aren't there to stop you. They're there to strengthen you. They teach you resilience, patience, and the value of perseverance. The path might be unclear now, but clarity often comes through action. Keep walking, even if it's just one small step at a time. Remember, progress is progress, no matter how slow it feels. Your journey is unique, and there's no shame in taking your time. There's beauty in the struggle, even if you can't see it yet. Trust that the struggle is shaping you into someone stronger. Hope isn't always a grand, blazing fire. Sometimes, it's just a faint ember, waiting to be rekindled. Even the smallest spark can ignite something powerful. Look for that spark in the little things around you. It could be a kind word, a smile, or a moment of peace. Hope often hides in places we least expect. To find it, you have to keep your heart open, even when it feels broken. Hope is not the absence of fear, but the decision to keep moving forward despite it. It's the belief that tomorrow can be better than today. And it's the courage to take one more step toward that better tomorrow. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. Your failures are not the end of your story. They're just chapters in it. Each mistake, each loss, is a lesson waiting to be learned. These lessons are gifts in disguise, teaching you what works and what doesn't. When you fall, it's not about how far you've fallen. It's about how you rise. Failure doesn't define you. Your response to it does. Let your setbacks become stepping stones to your success. Remember, even the strongest trees were once fragile seeds. Growth takes time, and setbacks are part of that process. Be patient with yourself as you learn and grow. The darkest nights produce the brightest stars, and sometimes it takes losing everything to find what truly matters. Pain can be overwhelming, but it's also a reminder that you're alive. Being alive means you still have the power to change your story. Even in the shadows, there is a sliver of light waiting to be found. Focus on that light, no matter how small it may seem. You have the power to turn even the smallest light into a beacon of hope. Darkness cannot extinguish the fire within you. Your fire might flicker, but it will never go out completely. Feed it with your determination, your dreams, and your will to survive. You are capable of more than you realize. Within you lies untapped potential waiting to be unleashed. Don't let fear or doubt hold you back from discovering what you're capable of. Even if you don't believe in yourself right now, act as if you do. Confidence comes from taking action, even when you're scared. Each small victory builds your belief in yourself. Start small, but start somewhere. You don't have to see the entire staircase to take the first step. Trust that each step will lead you closer to your goals. Your potential is limitless, and your possibilities are endless. In times of despair, the people around you matter. Seek out those who uplift you, inspire you, and remind you of your worth. Distance yourself from negativity, even if it's difficult. You deserve to be surrounded by love and encouragement. If you can't find that externally, look within yourself for it. Be your own biggest cheerleader when no one else is. Speak to yourself with kindness and compassion. Remind yourself of your strengths and past achievements. Positivity is a magnet for hope. It attracts light into your life. And with enough positivity, even the darkest days can brighten. Action is the antidote to despair. Even the smallest action can create momentum. Write down one thing you can do today to move forward. Then, do it, no matter how insignificant it may seem. Action breeds confidence, and confidence restores hope. When you take action, you reclaim your power. You remind yourself that you are not helpless. You are an active participant in your own life. Take control, one decision at a time. With each step, you'll feel yourself growing stronger. No storm lasts forever. No matter how hard it rains, the sun will eventually break through. Believe that better days are ahead, even if you can't see them yet. Hope is the bridge between your struggles today and your successes tomorrow. Hold on to that belief, even when it feels impossible. The future is unwritten, and you hold the pen. Write a story of resilience, courage, and victory. Let your pain be the foundation for a life filled with purpose and joy. You have the power to create a tomorrow that is brighter than today. And it all starts with the decision to keep going, no matter what. When you feel lost, it's often because you've lost sight of your purpose. Purpose isn't always something grand. It can be as simple as bringing joy to someone else. Take a moment to ask yourself, what truly matters to me? Purpose is the anchor that keeps you steady in life's storms. Even if you've drifted, you can always return to that anchor. Remember, your purpose doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be yours. Start small. Find something meaningful to do today, even if it's just helping one person. The act of giving can often reignite your own hope. Purpose grows stronger when it is shared with others. You were put on this earth for a reason, even if you don't know it yet. When all hope is lost, be kind to yourself. You are not a failure just because you're struggling. Struggles are part of being human. They do not define your worth. Speak to yourself the way you would to a dear friend. Offer yourself patience, understanding, and forgiveness. It's okay to fall apart sometimes. It's part of the healing process. Healing isn't linear. It's a journey with ups and downs. Give yourself permission to rest, but don't give up. You are doing the best you can with what you have. Self-compassion is the first step toward rebuilding hope. Every experience, even the painful ones, has something to teach you. Life's greatest lessons often come from its greatest challenges. Growth doesn't happen in comfort zones. It happens in the face of adversity. You may not see it now, but this moment is shaping you into someone stronger. Think of your struggles as seeds being planted. They take time to grow into something beautiful. Each day you persevere, you are growing in resilience. Growth is messy, uncomfortable, and sometimes painful, but it's always worth it. Even the smallest steps forward are signs of growth. Celebrate every little victory along the way. Remember, progress, not perfection, is the goal. Resilience isn't about never falling. It's about always getting back up. Each time you rise after a fall, you become a little stronger. Life will knock you down, but it's your choice whether to stay down. Think of resilience as a muscle. You build it through challenges. Don't underestimate the power of your own will to survive. Resilience is the foundation of hope. It gives you the strength to keep going. Look back at your past. You've overcome hardships before. Those victories are proof of your resilience. You are stronger than you give yourself credit for. Trust in your ability to face whatever comes next. You don't have to go through this alone. Reach out to the people who care about you. They want to help. Sometimes, just talking about your struggles can lighten the load. Let the support of others remind you that you are not alone. There is no shame in asking for help. It's a sign of strength. People who love you see your worth, even when you can't. Lean on their belief in you until you can believe in yourself again. Surround yourself with those who lift you up, not bring you down. Community is one of the greatest sources of hope. Together, we are always stronger than we are alone. The pain you feel today is building the strength you'll need tomorrow. Use your pain as a reminder of what you want to change. When all hope seems lost, remember this. You are not defined by the darkness that surrounds you, but by the light that still flickers within. Life may strip you of everything familiar, leaving you raw and broken, but even from the ashes, a phoenix can rise. You are that phoenix. Your story does not end here. It begins again. Hope isn't something you find. It's something you create. It's a decision to keep moving forward, no matter how slow, no matter how painful. It's the quiet strength that whispers, "Not today, defeat. I still have fight left in me." You may feel like you're standing at the edge of the abyss, but edges are where new horizons begin. This moment, as hard and unbearable as it feels, is not permanent. It's a turning point, a chance to rebuild, rediscover, and rise stronger than ever before. Your comeback is waiting, and it will be glorious. Trust that every small effort you make today is a seed for a brighter tomorrow. Believe that the strength you're cultivating now will lead you to a life filled with purpose, joy, and triumph. So, take a deep breath. Wipe your tears. Stand tall, even if your legs feel shaky, and say to yourself, "This is not the end of me. This is the beginning of something extraordinary." You are not your struggles. You are your resilience. You are not your failures. You are your perseverance. You are not your pain. You are your power. Now go. Take that next step. Write the next chapter. And rise.